Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. Thank you so much for stopping by. It is, of course, a brand new week, and that means we've got some new updates inbound for Modern Warfare 3 and Warzone. We've got some new gameplay updates coming this week, a couple of new content drops as well, and in fact, we've got some of our last major content drops for Season 4 coming in the next few days. As far as this week's update or potential updates go, they should just be more routine hotfix, update requires restart updates. The next time we should see a major actual title update go live is on the 24th, and that'll be right alongside Season 5. So on Wednesday this week, we should see that routine weekly update, just update requires restart. It's also possible that we may see some surprise updates drop throughout the week. Tuesdays oftentimes do see random patch notes go live, so we'll have to keep our eyes out for that. Obviously, if any new updates do end up dropping outside of the weekly routine one, or we see any other significant announcements or reveals, I'll have you guys covered with all the need to know info right as it happens. So stay tuned, make sure you are subscribed with those noties turned on so you'll never miss another video. And if you enjoyed this one as we dive into all the update details, a like rating is always seriously appreciated. But first up here, we do now have a new update live within MW3 and Warzone that ended up dropping over the weekend. This one is a super specific one, but also a pretty important one for those who care about this stuff. It's in regards to the Get Higher parkour map and the various rewards associated with that. So initially, when the Get Higher map update dropped this past week, it was there, you could play it, you could learn all the strats to, take the shortcuts and get your time down and whatever. However, the three various rewards associated with it, the new camos, none of those were working. You could not get the camo for finding all the hidden coins. You couldn't get the camo for completing the map in under 10 minutes, and you couldn't even get the camo for just completing the map in general. So initially, COD updates did say, hey, we've deployed a fix for this issue. Players can now earn the intended weapon camos in the Get Higher mode upon associated challenge completion. However, while yes, all the camos are working, one does have an invalid description. The shifting grid camo, that is one of the animated ones, on a lot of your menus, it probably says it's completed, but it's still locked because the text for it says, complete a match of Get Higher to unlock this, but that's not the correct challenge. That's just the base non-animated camo reward. To get the shifting grid camo, you have to complete a Get Higher run in under 10 minutes. So before the countdown timer hits 5 minutes, since obviously it's a 15-minute match. I know I'm a math wizard, but yeah, if you end up completing a match in under 10 minutes, then that camo will unlock completely fine, and then all the camos will work normally. You can get the one for completing just the map in general, the shifting grids for going under 10 minutes, and then for finding all the hidden coins. I do have a guide up for that on the channel as well if you're looking for that, but yeah, all of the Get Higher camos are now active and available to be unlocked, but there is still a weird glitch going on with the on-menu text, so you might be a little bit confused why it's showing as completed, but you don't actually have it unlocked with that. So just a little bit of a PSA there. Now, another thing that COD Updates ended up posting about is actually something they're investigating, and it's a pretty big one. They do say on the Modern Warfare 3 side of things, it's listed under multiplayer, but quite frankly, it affects everything. And that is Xbox players are experiencing degraded performance following the Season 4 Reloaded updates. There's a ton of micro stutters or some macro stutters in some case for Xbox players. Obviously, we know there's a lot of performance issues and stability issues across the board. For whatever reason, they've only talked about the Xbox ones, but they are looking into it, so that's at least some progress. Now, focusing a bit more on this upcoming week and what we should expect in terms of updates and content drops in the next few days, like I said at the start, we've actually got a handful of things going on this week. So first up, we are going to see a new set of weekly challenges drop. Our Week 7 challenges are going to become available on Wednesday, and with this, the final Aftermarket update for all of Season 4. In Week 8, it's just going to be like a blueprint reward that's usually the typical stuff that goes on there, but this upcoming week, we are going to see one more Aftermarket part drop, and it is the Jack Gunslinger, and this is actually available for the Basilisk handgun from MW2. So the revolver is getting a full-on Aftermarket part here, and here's how they describe this: a frame and cylinder conversion that allows the revolver to hold 8 rounds of 357 ammo with an exceptional increase to rate of fire and a near instantaneous trigger action. So you're gonna be able to spam this Basilisk setup here. I'm really curious if this is going to result in a new kind of snake shot shot or akimbo magnum setup here, or meta, especially within Warzone. Like, a lot of these aftermarket parts, while some may be gimmicky, they're at least usable in multiplayer because the TTK is so fast, whereas if they're remotely gimmicky, they're probably completely obsolete within Warzone. So if this is remotely good in the close range and you can actually have decent builds of this and it doesn't block a ton of attachments, it could end up being pretty good for the close range meta. So we'll have to see just how strong this thing is on Wednesday when the challenges do drop. Of course, if you're also going for your season 4 mastery camo, you're going to want to go through and complete those challenges as is. We also have several event updates going on this week as well. So if you were to look at your event tab, you're going to see several of these are expiring. But on top of that, we're also getting a new event update at the same time. So on July 10th with our routine update, we're going to get the Vortex Death's Grip event update. There's going to be 10 individual rewards for this. They say Death's Grasp has taken over the Vortex. Complete challenges to unlock ghastly rewards. Equip the Horseman Death Ultra skin for a boost. So it says complete challenges, but then it says if you get the skin, there's a boost. Usually when there's a boostable skin, that means it's an XP based event, but also if it's an XP based event, they say play to earn XP. So we're not sure if this is going to be an actual challenge based event where you have to go through and do very specific things like get 20 kills with a suppressed rifle or something like that, or if it's going to be XP based. But regardless, there will be a new event going on there, and that's going to last all the way until the 24th at the very end of the season. So maybe it's going to be a bit of both. 1 week is XP, 1 week is specific challenges. We'll have to wait and see on Wednesday, but we do have our final major event for season 4 kicking off this week. In addition to that, though, in regards to the other events, we are going to see another extension for the Altered Strain event. So we'll actually get a new tier of rewards there, so you can go through, pick up more DNA across multiplayer, zombies, and Warzone, and get to the next thresholds. We're not going to be able to fully complete that event, though, until the final week of season 4 here in a few days time. So that'll all open up there just prior to the launch of season 5. And then we are also going to see the conclusion of the Retro Warfare event and the Vacation Squad event as well. So if you have not gone through and earned your various different rewards for those, whether it be camo or the blueprints or whatnot, definitely be sure to jump on in the next couple of days, grind out some of those challenges because those rewards are about to disappear forever. And then one thing that is curious to note here is that on the menu, at least, it does say that the mutation event within Resurgence is also coming to a close. There's only a couple of days remaining on that as well. So to me, at least, that would indicate that with the playlist update this week for Warzone, we're probably going to see Mutation Resurgence removed and swapped out for something else. Unfortunately, speaking of playlist updates, we can sort of segue Paul Blart Mall Cop style into that. We should be seeing a playlist update this week for multiplayer and for Warzone. Last week, we had them all happen on Wednesday. I think that's because July 4th was on Thursday. It was a holiday, so they weren't in office to change the playlist. I imagine this week it's probably going to be multiplayer changes on Wednesday, Warzone changes on Thursday. But if the Mutation Resurgence mode is coming to a close at that event, we might see that swapped out as one of the main featured playlists for a different LTM. So definitely something to keep an eye on there as well. And of course, on Wednesday, we'll be covering the playlist update. And then on the multiplayer side of things, again, unfortunately, no significant previews here. One thing to, look out for here, though, is that Get Higher is not a permanent mode, or at least it hasn't been in the past. So we don't know how long all the rewards on this new Get Higher map are going to be active. I imagine they're going to keep them around for some time, especially considering the camos were busted for the first few days. But just a heads up, if you're interested in those Get Higher camos because you have multiplayer, that mode could be removed with any given Wednesday playlist update. So the sooner you go through and unlock those and master the map, the better, because you don't want to miss out on those if they do end up removing it before you're able to actually unlock that stuff. But yeah, that being said, those are the major things to look out for this week in terms of new updates, new content, some gameplay changes that are already live. If you enjoyed the video, do me a favor, drop a like on it. It's always really appreciated. And if you are new here every single day, this is your one-stop shop for everything going on in COD. So be sure to hit that subscribe button on your way out to guarantee you are always up to date. But once again, thank you so much for tuning in. And until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you later. Peace out.